This really is the Dutch 18th century equivalent of the Sports Direct mug. Hi, I'm Schmits. I'm a London-based ceramics artist. I'm here today to look at 5 objects from the V&A collection. A lot of work went into this. It's really cute. It's such a fun piece.
So this candlestick was made by Laurance in London 1991.
So much going on. The starfish, the strange webbed feet that are neither human nor goat, the weirdly oversized head. It's really an art object that sort of suggests that it's still a candlestick. So it still technically fulfills the role it has to, but really it's about you expressing yourself. So for 4 years I was the kiln technician on the Great Pottery Throwdown. And that basically meant is that, for this pottery competition, I fired all the pots. Every week we would have a different crazy challenge, and people really got pushed to try and express themselves. It's part of pottery. Everything you make in some way reflects something of you, whether it's just your technique, the way you think about pottery, or if it's a particular part of yourself, it's how you see yourself or how you wish to see yourself. There is so much depth to ceramics in terms of different clays, different techniques, different glazes, different ways of firing. There's also something unexpected about it. You make this piece and then you put it in the kiln, and then you just pray to the kiln gods and you hope that it will work out. And quite often stuff will surprise you, because a lot of stuff will change in the kiln, whether it's colors changing or pieces still moving, because clay almost has a life of its own.
So this is a bottle from Delft. It was made in the 18th century. This bottle is from China. It was made during the Kangxi reign of the Qing Empire.
I'm really excited about seeing these. The fine porcelain Chinese original, and then the earthenware Delft version. Seeing them together, it really is like looking at history. So Delftware is the traditional pottery from Delft. Traditionally it's earthenware ceramics with a white tin glaze and then the iconic blue cobalt oxide. And originally it was based on Chinese imports that were actually porcelain. But porcelain wasn't available in Europe, so they used earthenware instead, and then white tin glaze to sort of imitate that look. But you can really clearly see just the inspiration they took in design, in shapes. So I'm from Delft, I was born there, I grew up around seeing Delftware everywhere, and I went to study fine art. Initially I didn't want to be a potter, but then eventually realizing actually that is my heritage and there is so much to do with ceramics. I just went for it, and for me, Delftware, being from there, it really is sort of the primordial material that I can then do my own thing with. There's more figurative work on the Chinese vessel. For one, because it's porcelain and smaller, it's a lot more fine. Some of the Delftware can be a bit rough, whereas the traditional Chinese ones are very fine, very detailed. It takes a lot of skill to get these really fine, small designs. In cobalt. It's a very small bottle, this, but a lot of work went into this.
So this is a tankard from Delft, made in the 18th century.
This really is the Dutch 18th century equivalent of the Sports Direct mug. We really haven't changed that much. Official Delftware is a real dying art. There's only like a handful of official Delft painters left, because it's a really specific skill. Delft used to be full of factories, but now there's only one left. In some ways, a mass production object, but there's still this artist's touch in it. There's still something so human about it. It being used, it's a cup, people drank from this, but also you can see the hand of the people who have made it in there.
So this Nestuke is from Japan, and it was made between the 18th and 19th century.
It's really cute. I'm really drawn to creatures like octopuses and crabs, creatures that are very different and almost are themselves like works of art in some way. I've done work which is the crawler pot collection, where it's all these pieces with tentacles or crab legs. I work on this idea of this sort of strange but beautiful quality, something slightly otherworldly and sort of different bodies, and finding beauty in that. I love exploring change and transformation in ceramics. As a trans person, it's a theme that resonates a lot with me. And there is something inherently transformational in ceramics, where you take a lump of clay and turn it into something else.
So these tiles are from the Netherlands. They were made during the 17th century.
I think they're delightful. I love the line work on this. I love these classic designs of, you know, houses and windmills and people reflecting their own society back in their art. And we get a sense of what these people were like from the pieces they leave behind. Tiles have this inherent practical function of dealing with damp and being easy to clean. But then it becomes a surface to decorate. It becomes something that you can express yourself with. I love being able to see brushstrokes from centuries ago. There's something about seeing the humanity in these objects. And it just humanizes the past, really. Clay, there's so much you can do with it. There is always more to experiment with and to reference. And being from Delft, you know, the Dutch pottery city, being able to take it and make it my own is quite special. Because Delft pottery is so iconic of heritage pottery, putting it in a contemporary context works really well. It's something people both will recognize, but also you can put a twist on it. So I do a series of work called the We Live in a Society collection, which is a lot of Deltware inspired work where I take sort of online culture, meme culture, and put them on ceramics. You know, a lot of them have text on them, and very specifically it's Comic Sans, or the most online meme font there is. Our current culture is very ephemeral, everything is online, so putting them onto ceramics, something that will exist hundreds of years in the future still, gives it a permanence and a sort of space to reflect on it. What do these things actually mean? A lot of them are quite silly jokes, but also quite serious reflections on things that are happening in the world. What does it say about us that this is our culture now? And what will people think about us in the future when these pots survive? If you enjoyed this, subscribe to VNA up next. Like, comment, and subscribe. Always wanted to say that.